Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Stacy with Crafty Dragon Creations, and welcome to the flip through of the collaboration journal that we just completed. Hashtag a woodland steampunk spring. So yeah, this is my final flip through, and so I just wanted to share everything with you guys. So here's what I ended up doing with the closure. So I just have some little charms and stuff on there, a few little gears. I have a key, and then there's a little lobster clasp right here. And this will, you know, this is still pretty chunky, but there's still room to grow. So it will squish a little bit. So let me just take that off, and the key stays there. So on the front, I did put a little, just a little card in the door here. Okay, so here we go. Just a little cluster there. Here I have a little paper clip with just a little fabric tied on it. And then this flips down, and you can write in here, or you can put something in there. And then there's also a pocket. And I used some of the hinges there just to give that page a little interest. Here we have just some decoration on there and a tag. Now, I don't have all the pockets and stuff filled, so just letting you know. Here we have a tag. This is a piece of faux leather that I eyelidded on there. And then here we have an envelope that is supposed to come out. I might have accidentally glued it in there. Hold on. There we go. So there's our little envelope. I'll have to fix that. And I just put a little trim on there. Put that back in there. There we go. And we have these two fun pages. We have a tag here. This is just some material that I had, and I hand stitched it on there. Here I just have another piece of material that I sewed on it first, and then I glued it down. So it looks like it's sewed to the page, but the sewing doesn't come through on the other side. So just a little extra embellishment. Here's a pocket. This was actually one of Karen's envelopes, and I just cut off these three sides and left it as a pocket. And then we have a tag there. This was a 3D printed gear that I just cut in half and made that the tag topper. Here we have a pocket that I made out of some paper towel that I had used to clean up some stuff I was doing with a bunch of green. I did back it with some book page, I think, and then just decorated it. And then we have two little cards in there. Here I just made a little pocket. This was one of the trading cards, and I had cut it wrong, so I just cut it down more and made a little thing to go in there. Here's just some fabric and some rusty leaves I actually got from Karen. Here we have a gear that serves as a pocket for that tag. Just did some stenciling there. here's what we did on camera for week 2. So I made the tags with the see-through matching pockets. Just did some stenciling there. I have a pocket here. And this is just one of the embellishments. And then I just did a little side embellishment here. Again, I sewed on it first. That way it looks like it's sewn on the page, but it doesn't go through the other side. So there's that. And this is coming from the cheesecloth that is in between 2 layers of tissue paper. And I have a video on that, I believe week 1, for the signatures. So here we have a pocket. Did some stenciling on that. Here, this is another one of Karen's little envelopes, and I just cut off the bottom part, and then I'm just using it like a little belly band for these tickets. And I backed these with napkin. I decoupage some napkin on there. So there's those. Here's another little circle pocket with glued in cards, more trading cards. Just a little stamping there. Here is, this is some washi tape that I had gotten, some clear washi tape, so it's really shiny, and I'm not real happy with it, but I think it looks kind of neat on there. And then there's a pocket here. I believe we did this in a video for the embellishments video. And then here's the other side of those hinges. This here is a pocket. And then we have, so I have a little non-paper clip here, so it holds this little envelope closed. These are some 3D printed gears. I have another little trading card inside the envelope. There we go. And then this is also a pocket. And then this just kind of holds it all down. We have a pocket here. Left that one blank. Have this cool page. And then we have a pocket here. You can see it goes all the way through. I just have this sticking up. This is again another one of those 3D printed gears. And I used some spray on it, so it kind of looks used and rusty. Here I have one of the little belly bands, and then I just made a little notepad to go in there. This is just kind of a mixed media page. I had stamped something on here and didn't like it. So I just did some clear gesso and then sprayed some metallic spray on there, so you can kind of see the stamp underneath, which is fine. I like that, but the way the stamp came out just by itself, I was like, that's terrible. We need to do something with that. So there's that. This page. Now this is something that I got the idea from Santhini at Sannie Creates. This was one of her, an idea to put in your idea book. And I thought, well, let's just put that in this journal. So first of all, there's a pocket thing here, and it holds one of our postcards. I believe this was Karen's. Okay. And then this opens up, and you can put little strips of paper in here for more writing space here. Again, some more little paper strips. And then the back is a pocket, which perfectly fit this fun postcard. So I really liked this. It was really fun to do. So please go check out Santhini's channel. I'll try to remember, or I'll try to find the video and link it below of how that's made. So yeah, I really like that. That was fun. Okay, and then here we have a pocket. This is just a little embellishment. This was leftover tape from this that I did. Here we have 3 pockets that hold these trading cards. Get in there. There we go. And we have these pages. Here we just have a little pocket. This is actually, this pocket is leftover from when we made those 3 tags. It's the middle of this right here. So don't throw those things away. You can use them for little pockets. Okay, then we have that. I left those. Here we have a pocket, and we have this fun octagon shaped envelope with 2 journal cards inside. And I backed this with napkin. Just decoupaged it on there, glued it on there. So we have that, fits perfectly in there. We have a double pocket here. So there's a pocket there and then a pocket there. Here we have one of the specimen slide cards. I wanted to use both of them, but the other one I totally messed up, so I just chucked it and we just have this one. But I made this slide out, and so you can write on the back of that. And then also behind here is a pocket. So there's a dual pocket there. Here I just stapled this little pocket and cut out this little dude from one of the pages that was actually a misprint. But I didn't want to waste the whole thing, so I just cut out this little dude and made him, he could be a little journaling spot. So I thought that was cute. There's another little pocket with a trading card. Here we did this on video in week 2. So we have a pocket here, and then we have a pocket back here, and then we have a pocket here, but this actually flips open. So you have journaling space here, and then there's a pocket there. And there's also a pocket back here. So I just don't have anything back there yet. So there is that. And then I have a pocket here, and I used, this is from a scrapbook paper pad, and I used pages from it to glue my signatures together. And then I had this left, and I was like, this would make a really cool just journal card. So I just stenciled on the back and trimmed it up, and there's a big old journal card. I thought that fit perfectly with the theme. Alright, and our last signature here is the loaded pocket. That is from Karin. So I have these things in there. And then I just made it a little flip so we could add more here. You could write on here. Here we have a pocket with some more trading cards. Here's another pocket. I made, this is from my kit or one of the freebies. And then I just cut this out and made that little pocket. And then here's this tag for for that pocket. There's another pocket with a tag. Just did some stenciling there. Here's a big envelope that I had, and I made it into a belly band. So I just made a little journal card to go behind there. And then I have some paper inside here for writing on. And then this is one of those half circle pockets from Karin, and I put some twine around it. I don't know if you can kind of see that. You can see the glue. So yeah, it's just this twine. And then of course these two little tags and a ticket thing. Here I made a clear pocket and made a journal card. This edging thing was something that like I just recently got, and so I kind of went a little crazy with it for this project, but I was like, I gotta use that. And I love steampunk, so I'll definitely be using it more in the future. I just hand sewed this little clear plastic piece on there so you can see the back side there. And then we have another pocket here. It's a pretty journal card. We have these pages. Another pocket here. This one, I cut one of the hinges in half, put it on either side, and then I have some brads there, so it looks like it's, you know, attached that way. And then in here I have a journal card with a pocket. So then I have these two little tags in there. I really like that. I thought that came out pretty cool. And we have this page. Here's another pocket I made with my fun little trim. Also cut a hinge in half and put it on there. And then I just made a tag. This is like the hem of a bed sheet for a lot of the material that I used in here, and then I just stapled it on there. So add some of that industrial look on there. Here's just a blank page. And then we have a belly band here. So we can fit something in here. This is made out of material, and then I put the tickets on there as decoration. And then here we have a big pocket, and then I put my little folio in here. We made this on the first week, or the second week, the embellishments week. You really don't even need paperclip, I guess, but so that's in there. This is also from that Once Upon a Time scrapbook paper. And then that is it. There's the back. So there is our completed journal. Hook that back together so it will stand up. And those will dangle down a little bit. So there we go. I think it came out really fun. I had so much fun doing this. It's been a while since I've made a chunk like this, so it kind of got my groove back and went to town. Alright guys, thank you so much for following along on this collab and creating your own things and sharing them. It's been really fun to see what everybody's making, and I can't wait to see everybody else's flip through. It's amazing what we can all do differently with the same kit. So it's been really fun. thank you again for all your purchases and your support and your comments. And thank you to all the collaborators for joining Karin and I. Yeah, it's been great. And we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.